Hello, welcome to episode 38 of our Ostriv Alpha 4 Let's Play. It is December of 1756. And last episode, we did all sorts of fun stuff. We tried to get this reforestation area to chop properly. Doesn't seem to be wanting to do so. But somebody suggested it could be because I turned log production off for this forestry. So if we put this back up to 2, perhaps they'll start chopping these trees down. They're not protected, so we'll see. And then we also built some more houses and then built a forestry down here as well. So we're going to go ahead and come back to this one, reduce the log count so they don't take so many logs. We can leave this one at 12, that's fine. This one can be just firewood. We'll go to, I guess, just one there, and we'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at our demographics. Remember, we are no longer using the system in which people were taxed based on paying a ton of rent. We instead have a wealth tax. So coming back here, you'll see that a substantial portion, huge majority of the population, households have a wealth between 40 and 100 coins, and a very small amount over 100, and that money is being funneled right back into our coffers, and we'll see what happens as these get wealthier. But of course we have open vacancies because it's December, and that's how this game decides to want to work. So let's go ahead and get that going at full speed, and we'll let this forestry get to work, and hopefully these people can have their firewood. Alright, so now we're starting to run into some supply issues here. Full of wood, overfull of charcoal, overfull of charcoal, overfull of charcoal again. Seems we're using quite a bit. There's no way to really regulate that, minus just getting rid of charcoal piles. Well, let's check our granaries out before we get into the spring here. Yeah, we do not have a ton of food here. This one seems to be doing okay, and they are purchasing from these households as well. So it seems to me that, yeah, see, they're buying cabbage. Yeah, so this is actually doing fine. It seems to me that local granaries will only purchase from households that are selling, and I guess we just have to wait for stuff to kind of equalize. But we should be in a pretty good position once things get going here, because we'll have 4, count them, 4 new fishing docks, 12 more boats, and about 16 to 20 men working fishing docks during the year. And we'll see how that goes. But I think for the time being, we don't want to build anything behind this graveyard right here, although we will have to build more burial plots soon. We need space for more houses with gardens. I think specifically in this area would be a smart idea for us to do. But I don't want to overcrowd stuff too much. So it might be kind of hard for us to do that. We have 7, I guess 6 fields and then a cowshed pasture. So we gotta find somewhere to get more stuff going here. I guess we could just take from other granaries here, and see if that works. I guess that could be a way to have stuff kind of equalize. We'll try that out and see if that helps at all. Because some of these have very, very full amounts here. And if this doesn't work, we can always turn it off. Well, that's how I prefer to play, at least, is just kind of go with the flow, see what works and see what doesn't work. That's all part of the fun. Still have several open vacancies, so I think it's probably about time for us to consider where we're going to build our next batch of houses here. And I think down here probably would be a pretty good spot as well to have another market, because of course if you try to put any houses down here, there's no market stalls nearby. So you know the drill. It's our favorite time. We will go ahead and just put those right there. And of course we'll come in here with the market stalls themselves. Right like that. Then we'll come in right next to it. And don't forget we can change our building around just ever so slightly. We're going to make these kind of mesh here. Change the pattern on this one. We'll put it right there. Then of course we will rotate again, change the style, and try to get this about as close as we can here. But if it's not perfect, that's okay. Because sometimes perfection is not what you want. That's going to be just about close enough. We'll just get this set up here, and of course, you know the drill. Go right down the line. Every single possible thing to be sold except for sheep-related stuff, because of course we can't do any of that. So we stopped cabbage there, so we'll do the next 4. Stopped at close there, we'll do the next 4. Stopped at fish. Start at flour. Of course, honey. We'll include horse meat, just in case. Skip over the mutton, because we don't have sheep yet. Raspberry, and then this final one, of course, is going to be sallow, salt, shoes, and sunflower oil. And we'll come over to an active market stall, hit apply to all. Go right on back down here. And what would a market area be without a little bit of decoration? Our favorite does seem to be the gazebos. Of course, with some lovely benches. And then a couple of trees. Last time we used cottonwood. We've also used birch. I don't think we've planted any ash trees. So actually I'm going to put one of those here, one of those there. Then we'll come right about here. We'll put a tree there as well. And then around our little gazebo right here, dog rose bushes once again. And we're going to make a conscious effort to save more because the game does seem to crash quite a bit. As soon as we're finished with this, we'll pay a visit to our old friend, the save button. Get that done. Looking fantastic as usual. So we'll start this granary off with every purchasable thing from the citizens. Alright, and we'll go ahead and set that to buy. Tick that on. And of course this side will do beef, buckwheat, chicken eggs, chicken meat, dried fish, fish, flour, no horse meat, pork, potato, and we'll do... And we can do sunflower oil because they will take from other granaries here. And then, of course, this one can be salt. And I think, what else have we? I think we have just about everything else. Not that it really matters so much. Alright, so the granaries are ready to go. We'll just go ahead and hit that. And then, of course, we have to come down here and set all of our limits again. And they're just absolutely spellbinding Ostriv content, but this is an authentic part of the game, and that's what I strive to do, is deliver authentic gameplay without any of the little smoke and mirrors that other people like to do. Oh, so we do have these actually kind of different here. So maybe I should fix that. So we got, what do we have in here? Beef, buckwheat, and potato. So we'll actually, yeah, we'll just keep it consistent. I know someone out there is groaning that I've decided to completely keep things exactly the same. But you know what? When you have so much stuff going on, it helps you manage it. It's so much easier. Okay, so I had 6,000 buckwheat. Okay, we'll keep things consistent here. Then of course the salt will come here, as well as the sallow, and I think that'll be fine. Oh, we're not storing salt in some of these. Did I forget milk? I 100% forgot milk. Okay, well, that's fine. We'll get that fixed up. 2,500 all the way down, except for sunflower oil. We can do that. Of course, sunflower oil being 500. Alrighty. And this will probably get full at some point, but if everything balances correctly, it won't be. Okay, so this little simplistic market is complete, which means now that there are some jobs available down here, we can surround it with some lovely houses with gardens. You guessed correctly. So we're going to go ahead and make sure that we have enough space to just kind of let these guys do their own thing. We'll put 3 there. And I bet you're expecting me to put more here. We're not going to. One, because it's a grid and some people get really upset when I build a lot of grids. But we're going to try a little bit of asymmetry here. They're not going to line up perfectly. And when we come in here, we'll just decrease this. Move things around just a touch. And that'll be in a pretty good spot right there. And we have a messenger. So let's see, what can we sell? Sunflower oil, always. Clothing. Oh, we've got enough to sell. We have plenty of honey. We'll buy some buckwheat. We'll buy iron. And other than that, I think we're actually in pretty good shape. So they'll begin construction on these houses right here. And we'll be good to go as soon as those are built. So what else do you think should go down here? Of course, we're going to need some more production and industry type things. 6 houses to start is not a lot, but it should allow us to have a decent amount of success. So we'll go ahead and build ourselves a nice fence right here. Try to control access to the market to only be from the south side. So we'll come right here. We'll put this fence here. Oops. We'll come right down here. Leave that there. Then we'll do the same thing on this side. And then we'll match that up. And again, if it's not perfect, it's fine. That'll just help that along a little bit. And we're going to come along the back side of these houses and plant the ever faithful cottonwood tree. It's a nice little dividing area here. A slow and arduous process, as many of you know, but the results speak for themselves, and I think they look absolutely fantastic, as we've seen elsewhere in our town with the wonderful tree-lined avenues. This one won't be double-sided. This will just be here to provide a little bit of separation from these houses in the public areas. Just a few more here, and we'll be in good shape. Now, these houses are probably going to take quite a while to build because we are far away from builder offices. So we will, we'll see how they get built. But that is a good start. And we still have all sorts of food supply problems. And that'll probably continue through the next harvest. But we are working on it diligently. Yes, we are. And we'll get there. But of course, you know, these things take time. So let's go ahead and preempt. These actually don't line up super well. Well, there's no reason we can't just run with that anyway. Even though they're not perfect, but hey. Things don't have to be perfect. Sometimes a little bit of disorder is what we're after anyway, right? So it's not going to let me do that, but I think I can do... Yes, I can do that. Very good. Alright, and now this messenger has all sorts of fun stuff I can purchase here. Metal parts, we're never not going to buy metal parts. But sunflower oil we can absolutely sell. Salt we can sell. Oh, you know what we didn't do? We are not being very good town builders because we have not given these people any access to water. That is really, really stupid of me not to do that. So we'll go ahead and put 2 there, and we're going to bump this right up to the top of our priority list. Get that set, or else these people are going to move out, and they are a freshly married young couple. 2nd or possibly 3rd generation Ostrivians, I guess, is what you would call them. And we can't have them moving out because there's no water. So hop to it and get these wells built. And that problem will take care of itself. Unless the game decides to crash again. Well, the game did in fact crash, but we're back and I have gone ahead and fixed most of this stuff and gotten it put back in here. In case you're wondering, the track that I use in the game crashed little screen is called Elevator by the Many Vandals. It's in the YouTube audio library. I imagine we'll probably run through it at least twice before I'm finished with this Let's Play series. But at any rate, you know, 4 bars at a time. Yeah, people are still without food. Go ahead and put this back up. But we'll have these wells built in advance of these houses this time, so that will be a massive help for that. And this is progressing slowly. But we are doing reasonably well. And it turns out that this issue we had with this area not getting harvested has in fact been fixed. And it's been approximately 1/3 of it harvested, so that is good news, and that helps protect this forest as well. So let's come all the way down over here to this far corner of the town. And we'll just keep posted on these guys and see what's up with them. In the meantime, let's go ahead and buy some stuff from Derkachi. Can always have some sallow and dried fish, as well as potatoes. And in return, we will attempt to sell stuff if we even have the ability to. Shoes. Yeah, I haven't sold those in a while. That'll be fine. We have a incredible amount of salt, so we're not going to be buying that at all. Metal parts we'll always buy. So they're going to get to work here. So what other kind of production might we want to put down here? I don't want to necessarily put another farm, but I think we could have a couple more chicken coops. Would be a smart add. And I don't want to get too into extreme grid adhesion over here. But I think we can have a quaint little area here with a couple of chicken coops. It's kind of organized like so. And we can do a little bit of landscaping as well. We'll go ahead and do our fence number 1, because that's more of a farm type fence. We'll go ahead and have this set up like so. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect. What we're trying to do is approximate a feeling of authenticity here. And you know, it's not perfect, but it's pretty close. We won't go with cottonwood trees instead. We'll plant a couple of spruce trees, relatively randomized here, in the interest of having the appearance of they just built some chicken coops in the woods here. But they are slightly contained, and of course we will finish that off with a lovely little small arch. That will be a trivial matter to just go ahead and connect this, so we will. There we go. That'll be quite nice when that's done. Just a little bit of an improvement there. That is quite off-center here, actually. Do I dare correct this? I think I have to. It's just a little bit wrong. Ah, much better. Even though the corner is now no longer set up quickly. Here's another one of those white lines. The conspiracies abound. Where does this one lead? Not all the way out here. But it disappears into the terrain, so I don't think we'll ever really know. Unless it goes so far that it won't be any of these buildings, but instead up here. No? Okay, well these trees are growing in nicely, as are these. This is looking quite nice indeed. We got a space up here to put some more houses in. Can I fit a couple with gardens in here? I think I want to try it. So we'll go one here. So what's it occupied by? Trees? Or is it just not light because I have a fence here? Or, oh, I can. So I think if I do, I could probably actually just get away with this right here. Have this positioned in the back corner. We'll do that, and we're going to go ahead and save again because I keep losing my autosaves. So let's turn this way. Go ahead and leave some space for that thing right here. Get this set like so. And then bring this in just a tiny bit so our walkway is not impeded here. And we'll put the house right in the back corner. Yeah, we'll try those two right there. That'll be a nice way to occupy that because honestly we need more houses with gardens to support all the different granaries, and that'll be a fun way to make that happen. And it's August, so it's almost harvest time, and in fact, some of them have already begun. The hemp has been harvested here. They're harvesting some sunflowers so we can make all sorts of new oils. And then down here, of course, is wheat. They're not there yet. This farm is almost fully harvested. They're getting there. Then over here, yeah, see, things are going well. town kind of builds itself after a certain point. I still have no idea where this might be going. There's no sign of the lines anywhere else, so that's very perplexing. Now, before we forget, let's just go ahead and turn off production for these, just in case we make that mistake in the future. And we are going to put a platform right here, so these chickens can have access to water. And yeah, they're building quite slowly over here. Well, we have 2 families moved in already. Expansions from existing families as well. Looks like we've got beekeepers here. And it's a little too late to plant anything, so we won't know what these other people are going to be planting for quite some time. But work continues to progress. This will be quite nice. Little alcove, like a mini village almost over here. So you know what we could do? Is we can actually go ahead, build another school. Put right here facing the market as like a little community hub. And we'll come here with this fence. And we'll come all the way up here. We'll leave that just like so. And then we'll come down here. This is almost too long. Almost. I think you know what's coming next. Yes, that's right. It's time for Big Arch number 2. We'll come right in the middle here. Or close enough at least. And set this up. Fantastic. Alright. Looking good. And of course, what would a schoolhouse be without a bell post to call the children in? Put that right next to here. And of course, a couple of benches. Right here and right here. And we'll put a couple outside these gates as well. Alright. And of course, some trees. Why not, right? Just a few in the corners here. And again, we're not going to make this incredibly dense. We're not trying to rebuild the rainforest over here. But we are trying to make a appealing and interesting area to look at. And that'll help a little bit. We might come fill this in later as time warrants. But I'm liking how this has come together. I think it's going to be something really, really special. If we can ever get the builders to, you know, actually come build. They're doing it. They're just slow. But pretty soon this will be able to support a little bit more production. Probably not until the next episode, especially with how time is going right now. This is already starting to get just a little long. But I would like to at least get these 6 houses built before we head on off for today. So let's hope they get this taken care of quickly. And they have just one more. They've got all the resources, so it shouldn't take them too long. We're actually pretty far away now. The game doesn't let you zoom out too terribly far. But we've already, in terms of footprint, we've already eclipsed my previous town in terms of size. Although our population is lower, I think this is a much more realistic looking town in terms of what we have going on. I can't get the camera to pan quite enough. But we've got all sorts. Yeah, I mean, once we build here, we'll pretty much have filled up this entire top half of the map. Of course, not counting right here. But this is all forest anyway. This entire upper section is pretty much developed. Alright, you're moving out. Why? Couldn't find firewood. Well, you know, I've been trying to fix that, okay? We're trying. We are doing our very best. But we can make more firewood. So I guess they just couldn't find it at the market, but why? wonder if we should build another warehouse for firewood over here. Would probably make sense. So I think that's what we can do here. We'll go ahead and put a warehouse there. And then we'll do another cart parking in here. Of course, none of this will be finished this episode. But we're just waiting on this last house. Now, how in the world do we have inaccessibility lines going from an unfinished house to this house? They don't have any kids. And he's unemployed. Anyway, this is done, and people have already moved in. Fantastic. Things are going so wonderfully in our town. Let's go ahead and wind today's episode down with a visit from our river friends right here. Go ahead and sell this stuff, and then we will go ahead and get you guys on out of here. Make a little bit of money. You can see, if you've been paying attention, our amount of money has been going down steadily. That's because we are adapting to the new economic system we've put in place. Go ahead and buy all sorts of dried fish. That'll be lovely. And honey as well. Why not? We'll just spend all our money. But now we have the vast majority of our population has wealth between 40 and 100. And of course, when they hit that magical 100 number, it all comes right back to me. Yeah, so you can see wealth taxes. Not as much as local sales, but it's getting there. And I think that's about where we're going to leave it for today. We have a couple beekeepers come in. But we've got a lovely new area starting to take shape ever so slowly. And things are progressing, even if it's a little slower than we might like. Progress is progress nonetheless. And it's always so much fun to watch new areas take shape and see all of the fun that entails with that. Let's go ahead and grab our screenshot for today. Just like that. And we're out of time. That's all the time we've got for today. Thank you so much for watching. I genuinely appreciate all of you, and I hope you'll stick around. We've got lots more coming here, and Dawn and Man. So expect an episode of that tomorrow, and we'll see where these wonderful games take us. But again, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.